Alright, today we're going to do a short review on the Portland electric pole saw. It's more or less a pruning saw. It's not designed for any heavy duty cutting, but it is a chainsaw and it's electric, and it's 1.5 peak horsepower. This has a telescoping pole that allows it to extend out to 8 foot 10 inches, which is almost 9 foot. And it comes disassembled, but really quite simply it can be put together in about 5-10 minutes. Okay, the cover comes off with a simple Allen wrench that attaches to the screw that holds it together. You take the cover off, and that will expose the sprocket and the oiling system. And this is the adjuster. It is adjusted by using the flathead end of the tool, the screwdriver, and it's best to turn it counterclockwise to back it all the way in. I've already been playing with it a little bit, and I've got it set up to where it's already just about in adjustment, but I will explain to you how to do that. Alright, there's a specific rotation that the chain must move in, and if you are familiar with a chainsaw, you will be able to determine the direction by the angle of the teeth, and it does rotate, looking at it from this angle, in a clockwise rotation. So the easiest thing to do is first fit your chain onto the bar, make sure that the teeth are all in the groove. Take it back here, slip it over the sprocket, and then the adjuster pin will fit into the bottom hole, and you want to make it fairly loose to begin with because you will be adjusting the slack out of it here shortly. You simply take your cover, holding it in place, you put your cover on. You can use your tool to adjust the Allen screw. You see you got a little bit of play. What I do, you are supposed to have about 2 millimeters of slack in your chain when it's tightened up. Now as you tighten it, you're going to lose a little bit of slack, so you'll probably have to take 2 or 3 attempts at trying to get the 2 millimeters or thereabouts close. And then you snug it up. You don't have to over tighten it. And you want to check. That's a little excessive. That's more than 2 millimeters. So what you will need to do is on the back side here, after you loosen up the cover bolt there, you'll need to, if it's loose, you'll need to turn this clockwise just a little bit to take out a little bit of this slack. So let's try that. You don't have to take it all the way out. You just loosen it up a little bit. You fit the screwdriver end into the bolt and take out some of the slack. I like to push up on the bar. That's just about right. But now as I tighten it up, I'm going to lose some of that. It will tighten up slightly. So I'll probably have to come back and readjust it. Now see, there's no slack there at all. So I will have to come back and readjust. So what I'm going to do is put it back in that slot and just turn it counterclockwise just a little bit to give me a little bit extra slack. Alright, let's see what we get there. Yeah, that's a little bit loose yet, but I may run it just a little bit and then come back in and readjust it. After you first crank it up and you start cutting with it and this thing starts to run, the chain will get loose, and you don't want it too loose. It could jump off the bar, it can jam up, and next thing is lubrication. Alright, once you've got your bar fitted to your liking, there's a process of lubrication. This thing has an auto oiler on it, and the reservoir is at the top. I've already filled it, but it's simply just a reservoir, And you'll take just any SAE 30 or 10W30 motor oil, bar oil, anything of the like, and fill it just till it's full. And then as the chain is running, there's a sight glass on the side of the saw over here, and that will indicate your oil level. You don't want to run it below minimum. You can burn up the chain, you can overheat the motor. So just keep an eye on your oil level. When it gets down a little bit close to the minimum mark, you may want to refill it. The saw also comes with a little protective cover that slides over the chain when you don't have it in use. It can, keep it from getting bumped and chipping or dulling the teeth on the chain. And then the saw itself extends. You just merely turn this to the loose position. It's indicating unlock. The pole slides out. When you get to the position you want it in, you tighten it up. You can extend it all the way out or partially. And once it's tight, you're ready to cut. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand at about this angle because I don't want the tree limb to fall on me. And I'm going to try and prune back this one limb up here.